In three, two. Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of the Girl Fuck You podcast. I am your host, Dimey D. It has been a while. I have been working on my other podcast, Brownings in the City, with Jesse Williams, Brianna Moore. So I decided to rebrand Girl Fuck You, and that's why I took time off. I didn't want my conversation to get repetitive. So this is going to be an advice podcast. This is where you guys call in. Tell me what's on your mind. Doesn't have to be solely relationship, but I do specialize in relationships. And I will answer your question with no bias and full pure intent. So, from my first guest on the new rebranded Girl Fuck You podcast, I have a lovely guest. Introduce yourself to everyone.
Hi, I am Ty.
Hi,
On Twitter, Instagram, all that good shit. I am at Viva La Monster. So
Okay.
either way. First of all, very big fan of you. I love you.
I don't have
I've been
fans.
following you
I have
forever.
followers. Fans mean
You
you're
do.
fans mean you're famous.
Like, I feel like I'm a Twitter OG. I've been on Twitter forever and I've been following you forever. I followed multiple of your pages because you just always come across because the people love you. Like, I've redone my timeline a few times, unfollowing motherfuckers and following new people, and you just always pop up, always making me crack up.
Thank you
I love
so
that.
much for following and tolerating me because I'm a bit much.
Listen, you be speaking that shit. I be trying to
It's
say, you just be beating me
always
to
a
it.
pure intent, whether right or wrong. Like Hope said, whether right or wrong, just how I was feeling at the time. But let's jump into it. So you have a question. What kind of question is it? Relationship, life? What kind is it?
All right, so I actually have questions for you about your OnlyFans.
Okay.
Because, like, first of all, like, I saw your announcement, you making the top 4%. Like, that's
Next,
crazy.
guess what?
Like, I don't know if that's
today I'm in the top
4%.
3%.
Now you're in the top C, like, yo, I'm like talking to a celebrity. You're like an OnlyFans celeb.
Oh my God.
Like, I don't know if that's the top 3% for just North America or for like the whole.
That's top 3% on the entire app in every country in the world.
Fuck yeah, like that's what we talking about.
That I just started a month ago.
Hell, see, and it's like, so for me, it's just like, what the hell? Like,
you gotta remember, I've
never seen an OnlyFans page. So like, but I've been thinking about making one. But you always hear about the girls who do all the X-rated shit, like squirting on camera, doing all the wild stuff. And they're the ones making all the money. But it's like, I don't really want to do all that on camera, but I do want to get this coin. So like, is that what you're doing on your OnlyFans? Are you X-rated or are you?
Absolutely not. My daddy's alive, and no disrespect to anyone who does squirt. Maybe I would squirt if I knew how to. But
I wish.
OnlyFans is not solely nudity and explicit content. OnlyFans is any content that you feel like you want people to pay for. Whether you're just washing your dishes with your dog in the background, or if you have some kind of informative insight on something that you don't feel like you want to share for free. OnlyFans is literally, if you're good at something, don't do it for free. And I happen to be good at standing sideways and making my ass clap. It sounds like a drive-by, and people tend to love drive-bys. So I am not doing anything too explicit on there. I'm doing just enough. I'm doing what I would do on the beach in lingerie. So whatever you can find peace with, that's what you do. You don't want to do anything to bring shame to you. So if you find peace and open up your booty hole, open up your booty hole. You understand? I as Diamond, I don't find peace in that because there is a man named Lewis that lives and dies for me, and that's just that would be too much for him. But
right,
if you have understanding parents and you grown and you don't care what your parents think, open up that booty hole. Because I'd be in the at the top 1% if I could, but slow and steady wins the race. I got my little nudity I got going on over there, and they loving it. So I'm in the top 3%, shaking cheeks, and I'm good with that.
All right. So how has this affected like your life in terms of your self-esteem, your dating life? Like, guys really be against, OnlyFans and all that. Everyone thinks everything's X-rated, and like, I'm a single girl. I want to settle down eventually when I'm done hoeing. And
how is life?
Right. Like eventually I'm gonna want to slow down a little bit and the guys just be like, oh, if you're an OnlyFans girl, like you might as well just be sucking dick outside, basically. They like, why would I want to see you when I could see it on my phone?
Here's the
So how
thing.
has this affected you and all of that? Like,
It hasn't affected me at all because the guy that I'm dating now, he actually takes the pictures for my OnlyFans. He's my cameraman.
love him.
He's my producer because he'll be like, pull up your shorts more. Walk out this, act like you're walking outside to pick up the mail. Bend over. So it matters the kind of man that you're with. And it also matters your content. Um, Maybe if I was sucking dick on there, he wouldn't be so supportive. But it's literally me not doing too much, showing what I always show, but just in a more visual way. And that's it. You need a man that's supportive because the money I'm making on OnlyFans, if you're not giving it to me, you need to stay out of the grown folks' business. If you're in my business,
That's a
don't
fact.
do don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. Cause I
Uh-uh.
literally was I haven't worked in over a year. And my money was getting low. Yeah, there's someone who pays my bills, but I hate waiting on him and chasing him down. Like, it's
Right.
so I was just, you know what? The guy who pays my bills was very shaky this month. And I don't like depending on people for a roof over my head. So I said to my good friend Brianna, I'm like, yo, I'm broke. I need a quick jug. And she was like, get on OnlyFans. And I'm like,
Facts. I
but I
remember telling you
can't.
to do that shit on Twitter.
No, because I never thought that I could make money with my clothes on. And here I am making money with clothes on. So if the man that you're with isn't going to supply said money, he need to stay out of grown women's business because I don't like that.
Mm-mm. Okay, and lastly, like talking about your body and all that stuff, love it, always have. We know that you're very open about, the plastic surgery that you had on your boobs. But do you feel like, for like me, like I just lost a lot of weight, so like I'm very slim now. Do you think it's necessary to have a big, fat old juicy ass to be able to make money with your clothes on? Or do you think us slim mommies now could do it?
There's someone for everyone. There's men that only like plus size women. There's men that only like slim women. And there's men that just don't have no pics because they hoes. But anyway,
That's a fact.
it's what you like. I already
Niggas be
have
fucking with chicken.
I have a mold. My body has a size to it that I have to make work. So I'm working with my size. If this is your size, you can't do nothing with it unless you want to, add enhancements. But did you ever have problems pulling a nigga with that cute face and that slim body? Not likely. So why would you? My reason for my breasts were literally hanging because I fluctuate weights a lot. 1 month I'm 180. This month I'm 200, and I go back and forth, back and forth. That's literally filling up the breast, lowering the breast,
Yeah.
and that creates sagging. So that's why I went and I fixed that. As far as lipo, I have a food addiction. I literally have a food addiction. Some people is addicted to sex. Some people is addicted to drugs. I have a serious addiction to food, and people they minimize how serious that addiction is because it's funny. Like, oh, you just greedy. No, I literally think about what I'm going to eat at night for the next day. I literally know the consequences and I still indulge because I am a slave to food. With that, it creates things that make my body look bigger than I like. So if it's not what you visually see as a problem, don't change it. Don't ever change something because in your mind you think it's going to bring more men. I changed my breasts because I was tripping over them when I was walking. I was getting carpet burn when I was walking to the window. I didn't like the carpet burns. That's why the lipo is because like I got this banging shape and sometimes I got pudge on my back and my stomach. Don't ever get surgery because of the expectation of what men are going, how they're going to react to you. Because you're going to get that surgery now, something might not change. You're going to be mad at yourself. But if you like the change and it fulfills you, mission accomplished.
I love that.
Is there anything in your body that you yourself look at and say, this like even teeth? You think I do my teeth for men? No, because when I open my mouth, I look at it and I say, you could, afford to that crowding down there. And it looked like I was throwing up blood, and I'm a blood. It looked like my teeth was throwing up blood. So I changed that for me. I didn't say, I'm fixing my teeth and get these niggas. Anything. And that's what niggas need to get their head out their ass and stop having this overinflated view of their presence. Every surgery that I ever did was for Diamond, not for a nigga, because a nigga gonna fuck me regardless because that's just what they do. And it's not even flattering that they want to fuck me.
Period. Again, niggas will fucking with chicken.
Ooh, ooh. No base
Like,
stuff. But yeah, so is there something that you would like to fix for you?
for me, I actually, as like you were talking about battling with weight, I actually just lost a lot of weight. I lost about 60 pounds.
How long?
In about 6 months.
Wow.
I was 180.
Congratulations.
Thank you, baby. I was 180, pushing 185. I am 125 even now. I've been holding that down for a little bit. So I actually want to, I've always had like really big boobs. I've always had like a butt. I just want to pick my titties up now. Like, because as you were talking about with them filling up, going down, like me going up and down in weight, they've like flattened. And I feel like I look like I've had 3 kids and like I
had no kids. No,
I don't have
baggy
no
titties and no
like,
kids.
hold up. And like I was telling my doctor I wanted to do it. I wanted a reduction because I used to be an 8 up. And my doctor was like, no, you have to lose the weight first. So now that I've lost the weight, I'm like, yeah, we just gotta pick them up. And then I'm all set. But if I don't pick them up, I'm good. Like,
do your damn titties. The feeling of not wearing, because I don't wear bra. I don't have a bra for these new sets. I don't
really.
No.
That's what I want. Like, I've always had big boobs. I've never been able to just like let them like just sit up and be chilling. And that's just what I want for myself now. I'm like, listen, I need that. I got the body that I wanted. I just want to pick my titties up.
I hated watching Fashion Nova ads and seeing the girls with like halter tops. Or my favorite was these low cut dresses that had the plunge.
Right.
And I knew my plunge would have the flaps. And that was something that didn't settle.
It never sat well with me.
This was a very, very great investment. And if you ever were self-conscious about the droop, go on get it.
Go and get them. They like 5,500. And I'm like, I'm not even saying I want implants. Just pick them up.
Pick them up. And guess what? If you have good credit, you could always do 2 things. You could do them on a credit card with a low APR, or you can do one of the Care Credit payment plan things, but you tend to get a lower APR with a credit card. So you're like better off like applying for a new credit card if your credit is right, or if you want to trade line and to boost that credit up right before the surgery and get a card and pay that off. Those are the loopholes to surgery. You don't have to pay in full. I happen to pay in full just because, SBA was around. And,
right.
But yeah, do it. Listen,
I'm going to send you the pictures as soon as I get it done.
All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I am going to let the next guest come in, and thank you so much for sharing your questions and your life with us. You are beautiful, and I am going to follow you back on Twitter.
I love you. Have a great day.
You too. Have a great day, baby. Well, that was fun. We're going to have a little space filler while I get ready for the next guest. What should I do for a space filler? Let's see. Here's my co-host, Gotti Too Hottie. Gotti, you have a question for us? No, we're not giving you pizza. No, I don't care how much of a good idea it sounds like to you. All right, guys. Gotti wants pizza, and I just think that was a ridiculous question. Okay, our guest is coming in right now. Hey! How are you, beautiful?
I am getting yourself.
I'm doing well. What is your name?
My name is Alexandria.
Alexandria, welcome. So how did you find me?
I actually follow you with Brownies in the City. I've been following Jessie Wu for a while, but I've seen you guys on video. You guys were doing it live. I was like, okay, this is perfect. And since listening, even from that to now the podcast, absolutely amazing, very modern. I actually love it. You're not shy about who you are, very confident. I love it. Confident women, confident about your sexuality, confident about making your money, doing you.
Thank you so much. I hear a little accent. Where you from?
Originally from the Bahamas, but I've
Yes.
now moved to Toronto. So I've been in Canada for almost like 2 years now. So it's
Mm.
a big transition.
This is probably a relationship question if you live in Toronto because I hear it's so hard to
It
date
is
there.
trash. Trash.
Okay. Is my prediction correct? Is this a relationship question?
Yeah, it's trash.
I
Like,
hate. I have a best friend that lives there. Shout out to LPZ.
yeah.
What is your question, my love?
So coming from the Caribbean, for one, I'm very strong. Basically we tell you how it is, no cold cut. I actually had a relationship guru coach that I decided to hire. And she said that my masculine side was a bit too high, that I need to be a bit more feminine. So, tune it down a bit. And my question is, could you be a confident, proud, woman and still be feminine per se as well? Like, how do you turn it down if that's just who you naturally
How
are?
do I turn down? Okay, so she called it masculinity.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like it is assertiveness and aggression. I wouldn't call
okay,
it because men ain't even men no more. So who are we? What's the reference?
exactly.
What are we referring to? The
Yeah,
ideals of what men used to be, because it's the men that aren't making money right now. It's the men that are vulnerable and don't know how to deal. How they aren't emotionally intelligent, I'd like to say. So what behavioral instances did she use as aggression? Like, what do you feel was your masculine characteristics she was referring to?
my masculine, like if I'm talking to somebody, for one, right off the bat, I need to know, okay, what type of employment you got, like what's your money looking like, as well as do you have kids? I have two kids. My daughter is 8, my son is 6. I'm not having any more kids. That right there is gone. So it's done. So she's like, oh no, you have to, cute it up for them. You got to baby, you got to sugarcoat it, or do you want to have kids? Or even if they say yes, they do, then you'd be like, okay, well, I guess we can consider it later. It's no consider it. I already said no. It is what it is. So because you already have your point, as well as they feel as if a woman should be as how a woman was back in the day, whereas the man's decision or the man's opinion was the most important thing, and that we should tailor ourselves to that. That what we want is not as important if you want that ideal guy. So if you want that guy who's making that money and who's going to take care of you, you have to be feminine in a way, whereas you have to be the yes girl. You have to be the one like, okay, yes, hun, whatever you say, hun. I'm not that chick.
So
I
as
make my
far
own
as
money.
so as far as asking the employment question, those questions are only uncomfortable to people who don't have an occupation that they're proud of. So
I
being
agree.
that we are in a social climate where black men aren't allotted the same opportunities as their white counterparts, that conversation may be a little sensitive for people, because as
Yeah.
where a white man just has to have the relationship, like, oh, my father plays golf with him, so I work for his hedge fund company. Black men don't have those opportunities, because to be black and successful as a white man, you have to do 3 times as more, no, 3 times as people, and like, it's just not as likely. So when you're dating black men, that conversation might be uncomfortable depending on who you're talking to, because when
Yeah.
those opportunities aren't allotted to us, we go and make our own opportunities.
And
Now,
that's the thing as well. I'm half, I take half corporate, half street. So if
oh,
you're a type of
wait,
dude
wait,
who
wait. Say that again.
I'm an accountant, but I'm
Okay.
also very street. So so if you tell me, okay, well, I have a 9 to 5 and I do this, but I got this little side hustle and I'm doing that, I respect you. I
Mhm.
with you. But if you just comfortable with, okay, I'm not making enough money, I have this job, but what you doing about it? So
Mhm.
how we can get this money up? Like, what are you willing to do?
So you know what? I do agree with the employment question, being that it's seldom that we have prestigious opportunities and
Yeah,
jobs. So it is kind of puts a man on the defense, because now, say he's trying his best and he just works at Best Buy, he might be a little ashamed of that. So that wouldn't make that the first question, but that conversation has to
no,
be had. But I guess it's like the placement order.
yeah, it's not the first question. It's just like I have a list of deal breakers, so I
Which
can't be with
are
some. Yeah,
which
so
are
my
what are
deal
you? Uh-huh.
My deal breakers is, for one, you have to be a family guy. I would need you to have kids. I also got tied off, so therefore that's a big deal breaker. I'm not gonna mess with a dude who hasn't had kids as yet, because eventually you want to have kids. I need you to also be somebody who is comfortable going out, open-minded, doing things as well. Like, to say,
You want a
hey,
fun guy.
yes, I want a fun guy. I don't want a guy like, oh, we just staying home chilling all the time. No, 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 I'm not doing that. But I also want that, if for, okay, even business wise, you might be like, okay, I work the Best Buy, but I'm working to go through school or doing something. I need to know financially where your head is at. Because, I need to see if our two is on the same page. I'm about making money. It might be something to be like, oh, I'm interested in doing some trading, or I'm interested in doing something else on the side, or I got this business
So
opportunity I'm looking
realistically,
at
not to
doing.
cut you off, if a man did sit down and did disclose with you that he did work at Best Buy, would that deter you from another date, or is that something that you felt like, depending on his positive attributes, that you could date him and move forward?
I could date him and move forward if he also tell me like, okay, so what's your future goals? Because if he's like, okay, I just plan to work at Best Buy, unless Best Buy paying some real money as a manager or whatever, I need to know what are your future goals? Because it's also the fact that I have a lifestyle that I like to maintain. I need to make sure that you also could be able to, hey, blend into my lifestyle too.
I don't
It's
ever want
not
to have
that
to take a pay cut on life experiences just to say I want to travel.
exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I plan to say, okay, next year I want to go Italy. Could you afford for us to go Italy?
Question: Are you splitting that Italy trip, or he gotta pay the whole thing?
We
Tell the
go
truth.
see.
No, tell the truth. No, 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 no. I didn't ask that for you to tell me what I want to hear. Tell me how you feel on it.
Okay. Honestly, yeah, we ain't splitting it. I'll pay certain portions of it, but the ticket wise, that's you. That's you.
As a
That's
man,
all
show
you.
me that you can show me things in life.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, when you get attached to this person, you decide that you have a bond with this person. And they always say you could either be crying in a Honda, or you could be crying in a Bentley. At the end of the day, you could break my heart anyhow. I need to know exactly what I signing up for.
Break my heart, but make it luxury.
Thank you. Make me comfortable.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm. What was the race of the woman that told you you were too masculine?
She was a Jamaican,
Hmm. The
but
feistiest
she's
of
a
feisters.
Canadian. She's a Canadian Jamaican, and people around here think these guys they baby feed them, and they just okay, whatever he said, you gotta let him get comfortable. You gotta let him use you a bit. You gotta let him do a bunch of crap until you actually expect something back. That's not me.
Faking it till you make it only works in the workplace.
Exactly.
It does
Yes.
not work in relationships because the people want you to maintain the person that they met. Once that introductory personality is gone, so is the fun. You understand? That's why I
Mhm.
prefer people to come out, and I prefer when I date, I come out strong, come out who I am. Listen, screws a little loose, but I'll make you feel alive. I don't work in the crazy. I tell you I'm crazy as soon as I sit down. As soon as I sit down, I don't got time for you to be thinking I'm sweet because I'm not. You want to fuck
Yeah.
with me or not? You understand? There's someone for everybody. Everybody doesn't like the cookie cutter girl with the what are we? Oh. No, 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 no. I gang bang in our podcast. You like me or not? Like, like.
And that's what it is.
But I do, as far as I'm just with that topic, just because I do understand that our men have it harder, and I try to be um cognizant of that. I don't ask the employment right off bat.
No, I don't, but I also
Mhm.
need to see exactly like what is your hustle level. If it's the same as me, I'm all about trying to find another multiple stream of income. I like the fact that I don't need you to give me money, but teach me how to make money. I always had friends and dudes around where that's why I say I could be corporate, but I also learned from my hood dudes like, hey, this is what you got to do. You want to make some money? I can show you how you're gonna make some money. So therefore, I need you to pay. Okay, even though I have this 9 to 5. I'm still about trying to make my money and make myself better. If I can't learn from you, I don't really see much that I could get from you.
So, do you think that this aggression that she said really affects your dating in Toronto?
Yeah, definitely here. Some
Okay, in the Bahamas, they're more receptive to the aggression.
it's natural, it's normal.
Mm.
Like
So
this
it's a
is
culture. It's a cultural thing. Do you?
it
So the
is a
what the
culture difference.
the Bohemian men, they're more receptive to the aggression because in West Indian culture, the women are more assertive, and then in Toronto, being as
They're
subdued.
not as they're not as shy back home. Like even here, I've been I moved to this building about almost like 7 months now. And a week ago was the first time a guy stopped me in the elevator and actually asked for my number. They don't do that here. For some reason, if you don't approach them, they don't approach you. They're very shy. Only time in the club they may approach you, and then they'll still be like hinting. Like the woman has to be more the aggressor. So they're more sky. Like you have to baby them so much. Whereas a Bahamian guy, he would be in a room with 20 women, and by the end of the night, he probably got 10 of their women, 10 of those numbers.
So the
Like
Toronto men are bitches.
basically.
Okay. So have you ever thought about relocating for love, or it's not that deep?
I have not thought about relocating. I see, because I just came here, but I'm like right next door to New York, of course. And for some reason, it's the guys from the Bronx, New York guys, that aggression I love. I
The
love it.
Bronx.
I love that aggression when you straight up hood, like you just tell me exactly what it is. I don't need you to be
So you
baby
crossing the
face.
border for dick?
I would if it's
Ooh.
good.
How long is that drive?
Oh, I don't know about a drive. I know about a flight.
Okay, cool. All right, you gonna fly to that dick. All right, so moving forward, I say you are who you are when you got here. I would never down my true self for acceptance, and that's what sounds like she's telling you to do. There will be someone that is receptive, and I feel like my assertiveness weeds out the weak.
Mhm.
So it ain't for everybody. Keep it cute, keep it on the playground. So I feel like you should remain your true self. Um, and and the man that understands and is receptive to that wins the prize.
Yeah, so you just have to keep watching, like basically going through the cycle until you find the right one.
It's not an overnight thing. You don't find love. I was single for a year and a half. A year and
Hmm.
a half. I just literally just found someone after a year and a half. So it is not an overnight process. Nothing good comes so easy. So I
Yeah.
say remain your true self because that's all you can do. The authenticity is what's going to appeal to people. So I wouldn't
Hmm.
compromise my true self for something that's probably not even going to be for me. Because I don't like no weak ass nigga anyway. So there's
No,
that.
yeah, and from when I saw your personality, I say she will be the perfect person to ask this to, because I love you. I love your confidence, by the way.
Thank
I
you so
love that you're
much.
straightforward. And I'm like, for you to tell somebody who's that confident, who is that comfortable within themselves, to, oh, I need you to water it down a bit, be a bit more a yes woman, more
Hmm.
feminine. It's like,
No, because a lot of men get turned on by confidence and assertiveness. So the men that aren't ready for that, they need to be like with someone. There's someone for everybody. I truly believe that. There's someone for
yeah,
everybody, and your true self will find that someone. Don't change a
okay.
thing
It's hard to change. It's really hard.
because it's not meant to be. I mean,
No.
when you I wouldn't say change. When you better yourself, that's the only change that I like for people. I don't ever want someone to change to conform to an idea.
Hmm.
That idea isn't what you were born to be. Everybody has their personality and their soul is set, and that's who you are. When you
Hmm.
change, it should just be changing things that will better your life for an individual purpose, not to better yourself for someone else.
I agree.
All right. So you take
Yeah.
that information, you be the best you that you can be.
Thank you so much. I'll
You're
continue
welcome,
listening.
beautiful, and thank you so much for listening. Thank you for sharing your question with us.
Oh, love it. Love
Thank
it.
you. Have a great night, baby.
You too. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. So, guys, that was just a little test run of the new rebranded Girl Fuck You, where I give advice. Thank y'all so much for I've been seeing the comments and all the brownie podcasts, and you guys like you wanted Girl Fuck You back. So here you go. Y'all know where to find me on social media, Mother of Gotti on Twitter, where you can send a DM if you want to be featured in the next episode, or on Instagram, Dimey Darskin Vixen, where you can also DM me over there and let me know that you'd like to be featured on the next episode. Once again, thank y'all so much for the support and love. Till next time, girl, fuck you.